Hey, what's up, guys? This is Inglewood Scale Models. I'm a model car builder, and sometimes I build dioramas for myself. I'm making this video because I'll be building a nice little house with a bunch of car garages, and I kind of want to show how I build my dioramas so you guys can get ideas and build your own, or just so you guys can enjoy the videos of what I put. Um, I'm gonna show you guys some of the dioramas I built, the material I've used, and what type of material I use and how I do stuff. So these are some little display dioramas I made for my friend in Texas. He has a glass case with 3 shelves, so I'll be sending them out to him so he could display them. These are all his model cars, so this is what he'll be displaying with these dioramas. So we'll start off with the material. So I use regular foam board from Hobby Lobby or Michaels. You could use the 99 cents foam board, but it just won't last as long as Michaels or Hobby Lobby. For benches or awnings, I use balsa wood. It's real cheap, not that expensive. You could crazy glue or hot glue them together, or use Elmer's glue, however you like. Now, this brick texture is it's textured paper I buy on eBay. If you would like to know where I buy it, you could message me and I'll send you the link from eBay. Now these I just use film paper and I print them out on that so it's nice and shiny. For the blacktop, I use Rhino liner coating, and you could buy that at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's a spray can. It says Real Truck Rhino liner, and it works good. Then I'll show you the fencing. You could buy a Hobby Lobby or Michaels. It's like 10 bucks for, I believe, 6 feet. These trees, you can find some at Hobby Lobby and Michaels, but I like to buy them from eBay because you get a good amount for real cheap compared to what you'll pay at Hobby Lobby or Michaels. This is sandpaper that I use to make the shingle. Now the door, I made it out of balsa wood. Just cut it to make it look like it folds. Same thing with these little trees. I buy them off eBay. These are not actually drawn out by me. These are printed out. I use Graffiti Maker. You could use different fonts and you could color them in however you like. So that's it from here. This is my hobby room. This is where I build stuff. It's still not finished, but we're getting there. Currently working on a 454 SS. It's already painted, just need to finish the back. There's a 64 Impala I built for a friend. Chrome everything. I got this Silverado that I painted and built not so long ago. And Now, probably one of the biggest questions I'll get from this video is who I get the rims from. My rims, I get them from JPS Custom Wheels on Instagram. That's the only place you can get them from. I mean, there's other guys, but not with the quality from JPS Custom Wheels. I'll show you. I have different sizes. He carries different sizes. 30-inch. 24-inch. These are not chrome. These are actual aluminum rings. So these are a little bit more pricey than the plastic ones, but they look real good and realistic. Almost like the real deal. I have different ones. These are aluminum rings with gold 24K gold plated inserts. The inserts I gold plated myself. I took them to a shop to get gold plated. I did not buy them like that. So now, to cut the material, I like to use just a regular utility knife. If you want to use a X-Acto knife, that's fine. I just like the bigger knife because it's easier to cut. The X-Acto knife for me is just way too light, and it takes a little longer to cut. I like to carry a lot of blades so you don't damage the end of the board, so it gives you a nice cut. I use a regular tape measure, so my measurements can come out real good. You can use a ruler too, that's fine. One of the things I use is a straight angle to make sure that your cuts are squared. It's like building a real house. You want to make sure everything that you cut is squared so you don't have no problems and it looks good at the end when you finish building it. Rulers, fine. You can use rulers for straight edge. The foam board I normally glue with a glue gun. You could buy a glue gun for $3 to $7 at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Hobby Lobby or Michael's has 40 to 50% discount coupons. All you have to do is Google it, and you can use them at the store. So now I'll show you guys the material I bought for the diorama I'll be building. Show you guys here on the table. So for the roofing, I'm using this trying to make it look like a Beverly Hills mansion. I bought this at Michael's. They sell it for the mansions, for the missions I mean. I don't know where I bought everything from, but it's either Hobby Lobby or Michael's. So I bought this plastic pattern sheets that I'm hoping to use on the garage doors to make it look fancy. Then I bought this styrene sheets so I can cut out the trim for the glass doors. Now I just bought a bunch of flowers and bushes. I don't know how I'm gonna build it. This one is gonna be a hand-free. I'm gonna go as I build. I'm gonna start with the garages. The last thing I'll do is the house. The actual house, it'll be a 2-story or 3-story. The house won't be too big because I'm more worried about the garages. I want to get a garage with a lift, and then I want to get another garage for a 2-car garage, but with two 2-car 4-post lift. Now I just bought a bunch of brushes because normally you touch up some stuff or you paint some stuff one day and then you come back another day. I don't like to wash. They're pretty cheap. You can get a pack of them for like 10 bucks. And it comes with 60 pieces. Some small detail brushes for small details. You don't have to get nothing expensive unless you want to. Then I bought these lights. Show you guys. 10 feet. I'll be using them to light up the garage and the inside of the house. They're only like 10 bucks, not that expensive. And I just bought paint, sticks. My fence will be out of wood, so I'm gonna use these popsicle sticks. Then I bought these from eBay. I have used them on another diorama I made, a house diorama. And they look good, but I think I want to try something new. So we'll see how my new idea comes out. If I like it, I'll leave it. If not, I'll add these lights. These you can only find at Michael's during Christmas time, but you can order them on eBay. They still have some, but you'll pay way more than if you wait till you get them at Michael's. They have them every year around December and November. There's another one another set I had laying around. So now let me show you my car shop dioramas I have built and a few of my model cars I have built throughout the year. Like I said, I'm not a professional builder. I just started building maybe 3 years ago, but I'm just learning as I build. I've learned many techniques. I try to get my buildings as scaled as possible. So I'll show you guys one of my first shops I built, and it's a wheel shop. You can see I have rims that I just purchased from JPS Custom Wheels. I named it Inglewood. It's a sticker that I got made at a sticker place. That's just a that's a picture of my model cars. I just cut it out and glued it on. Now at Michael's, they sell a bag full of this kind of stuff, and all you do is just spray glue and just stick it together, and you make it look like bushes like that. Now the same thing with these trees I buy off of eBay because they're real cheap. You get about 20 for like 5 bucks, 6 bucks. And if you try to get them at Michael's, for 4 of them you might end up spending 20 bucks. Oh, I don't really have good lighting. Let me see if I get some light. So what I did, I bought some mirror paper. So it's just paper you could buy at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Sorry that it's dusty. I just haven't been using my dioramas lately. So I glued it, and I bought this material at Michael's as well. I glued that reflective material underneath. So what I do, I put my display model cars here, and from the outside I was hoping you could see the undercarriage, but this car is way too low. But normally I'll have a car inside one on each side. I don't have none in there because since, as you can see, it gets real dusty. I like to keep my cars in glass containers. But when I do take these dioramas to shows, I like to put cars inside. Now those tire racks I made myself. They're actual metal. They're welded together. Yeah. This let me see if I get. So I made a fish tank desk for the front. It used to have a LED light inside, a blue one, so it looked like a real fish tank, but I removed it and never put it back. Maybe one day I'll put it back. Put a little laptop, a little sign, small rim with the date on display. I used to have a bunch of rims here, that's why you can see the glue marks. But I got rid of all the rims. Maybe one day I'll put rims back on there so it could look better. Now this is a workstation. Sorry for the spider webs. Just haven't been using it. So this lift right here, I painted it myself, but you could buy these on eBay. Again, if you want to know who I bought it from, you can message me and then I can find the link. They do come all plastic white, so you do have to paint it yourself. All these toolboxes, you can look them up on eBay as diorama tools, and then a bunch of stuff will come out. It's about the best place you can find anything for motor cars, because there's really not a lot of hobby stores where you can find stuff. Now if you want to look for the guy that makes the rims, that's his information, JPS Custom Wheels. A few cars that I've built. That's one of the diorama houses that I have and I no longer have to show you guys. That was one of my first houses that I built. But I used 99-cents foam board, and as you can see it's warped. So it didn't last me too long, so I had to destroy it. And this is the brick textured paper that I buy from eBay. Underneath, to make this little brick, I use a piece of balsa wood, and then I just wrap that paper around it. Glued it with crazy glue. Is the best way to get it to stick. You can use other glue, but it's just gonna take longer to dry, and the crazy glue sticks real fast and it doesn't damage your paper. Still have a few tow trucks that I need to paint. I have some custom rims for them, but I just haven't had time. I've stopped building model cars for a year. I'm barely getting back to this, but I want to get back to it and have a new display diorama. So that's why I want to build my new house. So for this fencing, I used a 16-inch metal rod, and for the fencing material, I used mesh. Very simple. The grass material you could buy at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. They sell a big roll. Then you just cut it out yourself. This corrugated paper, you can only buy it at Hobby Lobby. It comes brown, so you have to paint it yourself. What I did with this one, I got a gray spray can and lightly mist it on there so I wouldn't get it to soak. So this is supposed to be my tow yard, but I still haven't finished my tow trucks. So it could look nicer. I just have a bunch of stuff in there. So now I'll show you guys my paint shop. So this canopy, I made it myself. The same metal rod is welded together. The tarp is actual tarp, it's just glued onto the rod. Very simple, didn't do a whole lot. Now this little this molding right here that's glued onto the edge, you could buy it at Hobby Lobby. They sell the molding, all you have to do is cut it. The door's actually open. So this is supposed to be the paint booth. That's the stand where you put the cars. I named it Backyard Custom Paint. Spray guns that I bought from eBay. A lot of this diorama stuff you could buy on eBay. Most of it you have to glue on together and paint yourself. Nothing comes painted. Now for this, I forget what the material is called, but it's used for making labels. So I bought a whole roll, and that's what I use for the floor to make it look shiny. That's why it looks like if it was epoxy paint. Another lift, a sandblaster, a lock. I got a 4-post lift here. Normally I'll put out cars, but if you see, if I leave my cars out, it gets spider webs and dusty. So that's why I like to keep my cars in display cases. Now if you need custom 3D printed parts, there's a guy on Instagram called 3D Scales. He can make you plaques, whatever you need, 3D. So I'll show you some of my model cars that I painted and built. '90s Cadillac, a '65 Impala. I believe that's a 77 Cadillac. '68 Impala. Paint jobs I have done it myself. Everything's done myself. Mustang. '73 Caprice. Bel Air. I believe that's a '78 or '79 Cadillac. Gotta check the lights. Chevelle. Convertible Cadillac. That one I chopped it up myself. There's a '66 Fleet Side that I built and painted for my brother. There's another step side Silverado. This one I recently just put together, painted and put together. Corvette. Another Caprice. Cadillac. This one was painted by one of my homies, but built by me. 55 Nomad, rat rod. My minivan. A 26-inch dub ballers.